I'm going to show you how this simple video made me over $6.3 million and how you can just copy and paste it and apply it to your own business to literally print money. This video right here made me $6.3 million. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can replicate this and you can create one for yourself so you can start printing money for your business. Now, to show you some proof, here's actual ad spend. So you can see here on this month of June, I spent $34,000 on ads and we got 27 clients, $153,000 in revenue, $123,000 in cash, $120,000 in profit revenue. But this cash profit here is really what we care about, which is $90,000 in profit with a 3.6, so basically 360% ROI on cash, not revenue. And you can see it's not just a fluke. Spent $40,000 in ads. We generated 26 clients at $142,000 in revenue, $122,000 in cash, $82,000 in profit, and 300% ROI on cash. So this stuff works, and I'm going to show you exactly how you do this. So this video right here is an absolute beast, and I'm going to break it down in extreme depth. And before we get into that, I want to kind of explain to you why this works. Now, I'm going to make this like this. We're going to put me over here. Now, why does this work? Now, a lot of people in this space, they understand that there's a few different ways you can get clients, right? You can do organic, you can do, you can build a personal brand, you can run paid ads, you can run VSLs. But this is the thing. When you have this system in place, now what we do is we use a mixture of ads, low budget ads. Now you can start out, you don't have to spend, $500,000 a day. Now to scale, you can definitely scale it up, but I'm going to show you how you can replicate this and start very, very small. So you have two different sources here, right? You have your ads and you also have organic. Now I'm going to put up organic up here just for the sake of this. So we have organic. Now, what I mean by organic is you have your YouTube channel, you have your email list, you have these other things, right? But essentially what we do is we drive ads into a simple landing page. With the landing page, they opt in, they go to this video, then they go, they apply, they book a call, you get them on the call, and you close, okay? That's the simple way, but this is not what gets this to work, okay? So as soon as they opt in here, we need to put them into a follow-up sequence, okay? So this is going to be through your email. You're also going to have this through retargeting ads, and you're also going to have, which I also recommend if you're running this at scale, you could also have some basically setters in there as well that can go and set, right? Because you get name, email, phone number, and everything is driving back to this call, okay? To book on a call. Now, once they go through this video, right, they watch this video, they're going to book a call. Now, you can drive people to this through organic sources. You can also retarget them from your email list. You can also retarget to them on retargeting ads as well. And everything is driving back to the video and ultimately getting back onto a call. So why is this video so powerful and how does it make you so much money? Well, there's a big, massive misconception in the marketplace right now and what people don't understand, okay? And I'm going to break down why this works, and more importantly, I'm going to go into my script, why I script it out, how I script them out, and also in depth on the VSL script. And I've also trained AI on this, on how we can script these out completely for you, which is extremely, extremely powerful. But anyways, why does this work? Well, this video and the reason why this gets it to work, and this is what most people don't understand, is when most people create VSLs or when they create webinars or they create any sort of sales pitch, what they're thinking they need to do is they think they need to sell the customer on their product or their service, okay? This is not what you're doing, okay? And everybody in the market these days, you probably see these ads everywhere where they're like, oh, we'll get you this or you don't pay. Yes, okay, those back in the day, with an ad, you're just trying to get them to the next place. But here, this video is not designed to sell them on anything other than these few things. Now, you're trying to sell them on your unique mechanism, okay? Now, this is the massive thing that people don't understand, okay? It's the unique mechanism / the unique opportunity that they can do that has resulted in failure in the past, and you're giving them a new found way of success and a newfound way of actually getting the transformation they want. Because inherently in the market's needs and desires, there is mass desire, which we need to exploit if you want to make this work. Now, what is a mass desire? A mass desire is a public spread of a private want. Okay, this is something they stare up at the ceiling at night, they dream about, they wake up, they envision, they use their imagination, they visualize, and there's a mass desire. Now, it doesn't matter what market you're in, what niche you're in, these mass desires are inherently present in every single human being, okay? This is present everywhere. Now, we need to tap into that and understand what this mass desire and what the problem is and what's blocking them from achieving this mass desire. So that's essentially what this is designed to do. Now, one of the masterful things, and I'm going to kind of break this down in a little bit detail, is what people don't understand is when you're creating these sales arguments, and this is what it is. It's a sales argument. It's like, okay, they've tried these things in the past. They've tried XYZ in the past. So think about, for your market, what are they currently doing? What are they currently trying that is not resulting them into the result? Now, we want to mechanize your unique way, which I call a proprietary method, right? Unique way of delivering them the result and getting them this mass desire and achieving this. And you need to have a unique mechanism in order to achieve that. And so the entire video is selling them on this big idea, the core sales argument, okay? Think about it as like a thesis. Like if you were to create an essay, you have a thesis, and everything around that is trying to back up with different proof, with different things to try and get them to essentially like sell them on and make them believe that this here is the truth. This is what's going to get them to ultimately take the action and ultimately not even necessarily buy, but get them into that state where they can start to, it's going to generate a lot of interest and curiosity. That is the goal of it. It is not to sell them on your product and service. If you try to sell them on your product and service, which most people do, and try and sell a program or try and sell coaching or a marketing service, it's not going to work, okay? And this is why people can't get ads to work. This is why people can't get this video to convert. And I see it every single day. Even for other markets where you're not selling a business or a make money type of thing, like you have to think about it. Yeah, they don't want to just improve their mindset, or they just don't want to lose weight. It's like, okay, what are the deeper reasons of why? Okay. So here's kind of how I look at VSLs. And this is what I share with all my clients, is you start first with the big idea. If you don't have a big idea, it's your argument and everything else that you try to convey is going to create what's called basically confusion, but also you're going to create a level of featured brain inside of their mind where they're not going to be able to link that if I do take this action, I'm going to get this result. So what we're trying to do in the prospect's mind is basically show them that if they take action A, which is to, in this case, just selling them on, if you're doing this process, booking a call, that they will get, if they take action A, they will get goal A. Now, what a lot of people do is they don't have a clear, specific sales argument. So they have action A, and then there's action B, there's action C, and there's a bunch of different things somebody can take. And then there's goal A, goal B, goal C, and what happens is they start to confuse the prospect, and it creates this this scattered brain inside of the prospect's mind where they can't immediately link, okay, if I take this action, I'm going to get this goal. And you want to link these synapses in the prospect's mind because it's all it's a neural pathway that we need to fire, okay? So essentially with this, the big part of that is conveying this core sales argument. Now, once we have this core sales argument, everything that we talk about in this video is going to relate in building up the proof that this claim or this argument is in fact true, and this is the pathway to get the desired result and get them ultimately to their end state and solve all the problems that they're going through. So the first thing we need to do is we need to hook and capture them, obviously, right? We need to captivate them, and more importantly, we need to suck them into our world, and we need to hypnotize them, essentially. They need to be in this hypnotic state where now they're just captivated, okay? And you want to position the problem immediately and make it here's why it's important to them, okay? And you want to raise the stakes, and we're going to talk more about that, and use a metaphor to get in their head and make them feel understood immediately. So one thing I do in my video, in this video that made me almost $6.5 million, is the mass desire, right? Scaling to 100K a month. This is what most people want. It's about doing less, not more. So it's also contradictory. They think they need to do more. I'm telling them you actually need to do less. Then I give them an analogy. Look, having 18 wheels, and I show them an 18-wheeler, isn't going to help you get to your destination faster. I know you want to do more, accomplish more, have more, grow more, make more, and put a dent in the effing universe. But here's the problem. Now I position the problem immediately. Now I acknowledge the misconception, which is the second part, is I acknowledge the misconception of what most people think to be true. Okay? This is extremely important because we're now breaking and formulating a new belief system in the prospect's mind. Now, here, most entrepreneurs falsely believe that scaling to 100K a month, from 10K to 100K a month, requires doing 10 times the amount of work, which is true, right? They think that they need to build, the complex sales funnels, email automations, the perfect webinar, an online course, Facebook, YouTube ads, filming YouTube videos, free school group or Facebook group, do personal branding, post 5 times a day on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, God forbid, TikTok, right? So I'm hammering that because this is what everybody thinks they need to do. And I'm like, look, scaling to 100K a month is simple. So this is my claim, right? This is my core sales argument, is scaling to 100K a month is simple. So now I hit them with this, and I basically, here's the aggravation. Now I do the inverse, and I kind of do a contrarian statement. It's like, actually, scaling to 100K a month, which is what you want, is simple. And here's the truth, right? So I immediately do that. Now what you need to do is you need to establish authority. Okay, now you need to back up why this is the truth, okay? You just basically destroyed a point of their paradigm that they thought and believed to be true. Now, you can go so deep on how you actually do this, and we're going to go into more detail in this. But you basically now got to back it up with scientific research, statistics, logical and emotional examples. So now here, what I do, and I show, here's how I've scaled to 100K a month, and I've also helped 370 other coaches, consultants, agency owners scale to 100K a month. Now, this was back in 2021 when I made this video. And basically, I show how when I was working more, right, I made less. I worked more, I made less, right? And the less I worked, the more I made, right? Now I'm working 60 hours. Now I made $52,000 a month. Now I'm working 40 hours. I made $1.3 million. I worked less than 9 hours. I made $200,000 a month, right? So I'm basically showing them that if you do more, you're going to make less. And if you do less, you're going to make more. That's my whole claim. So I'm showing them my story, and I'm weaving in a story because it's a logical and emotional example, and showing them with proof. So I show them even bank statements. I show them tax returns in this video. Where is it here? In this video, you can see here, I'm showing them, $50,000 weeks, $10,000, $20,000 days. I'm showing them actual tax returns, right? So I'm building this case, and I'm showing them actual proof. Okay, this is the truth that, look, I was working more and I made less. And the less I worked, the more I made. Okay? And it's the truth, right? Which it has to actually be the truth, right? You actually got to be truthful and stand behind what you do. Now what you want to do is you want to essentially show them the damage that this common belief. If you keep working harder, in my case, right? If you keep working harder, you're going to keep making less money. And then you're going to have less time for all the things you want to do. So I basically show them, look, If you do more, you're going to have less time for scaling your business, less time for building a team and systems that work for you, less time for getting better client results. Clients who complain, they'll become time-sucking leeches. You have even less time for, your life, family, travel experiences, and your time is restricted. And the little time you do have goes back into getting the same results you got last week, last month, last year, and you're stuck at 6 figures, unable to break through the next level and make $100,000 a month, which is true, right? And so I'm basically building that claim. And then what I'm doing is I'm showing them, okay, here's the problem. Here's why it's a problem. Here's some proof to back it up why actually not doing that is the truth. And now I'm showing them here's what they can do to fix it. Now what you want to do is you want to give clarity. What are the specific steps to change their beliefs and show them exactly what they need to do to implement this? So the framework is you want to do around 3 points of introducing the activity or the step or the unique useful insight. Frame it the problem of what they're currently doing. Why it's a problem, use an authority story. So you can use your own story. You can also use a story from or statistical examples of other people or other brands or etc. Or and you can use even news articles and things like that to build the proof of a story. And then you tell them, okay, here you understand why it's a problem. You understand how somebody else that is a very high authority has done this and got this result as well, not just with your clients, but with other people. Here's what they can do. Here's the outcome. And then you provide proof. So I show them, this one is an example, simplify the mess. I'll show you this one as well. So this one here is you need to integrate systems and processes. So here's the problem. You are the system. You're the one doing the work. You're the one messaging prospects, doing manual outreach, doing spreadsheets. If you don't generate appointments, you don't make sales. If you don't make sales, you don't make money. If you don't make money, your business doesn't grow. And you've created basically a glorified job as a manual laborer for slightly above average hourly wage. And then you're constantly bouncing from this to this. Here's why it's a problem. It's going to, your clients are going to suffer. You're going to get less, you're going to make less money. Now, here's what you need to have in place. Now I show them here's how Amazon did it. They created fulfillment centers. They were able to systematize their entire business, and they were able to get it down to, basically free one-day shipping for as fast as 3 hours and 42 minutes. And this one system helped them use as a powerful marketing message, free shipping, to acquire millions of customers, and now they're worth $1.6 trillion. And they're able to design a large-scale efficient distribution system, which now serves 300 million active customers. So tell them here's how Amazon did it. Now, you need to do the same thing in your business. Now, here's the solution. You need to systematize your client acquisition, your delivery systems, and when you do that, here's the outcome. You're gonna have qualified appointments coming on your calendar every single day, a predictable sales process for converting high-value clients, and a streamlined delivery process for successfully delivering client results. And when you have that, you'll be able to reach 100K a month. Now, and then I back it up with a case study. Here's how Ro, he's now getting 120 to 200 appointments a month, scaled to multiple 6 figures, and he's been able to scale his business, right? So basically we're doing that, and we just repeat that process 3 to 5 times, and then we summarize everything that they're doing. But I want to show you essentially why this works, okay? And it's something that I want to essentially talk to you, which is called belief disharmony, okay? And what we want to do here, and let me go into this, is we want to give them epiphanies and create belief disharmony. Now, we're basically creating disharmony in the prospect's minds. Okay, these are the things I'm currently doing, and you're creating a lot of tension, and then we're releasing that tension, okay? And we're also mixing in some epiphanies, giving them proprietary ways that they had never heard before that they can essentially grow and scale their business, okay? And so that's what you want to do. You want to peel back the layers. You want to go deep into, the common belief, hammer them on this step, and show them exactly what they need to do, okay? And so that's essentially what we do in this video, and you're constantly hammering them on those core points, right? In terms of everything is backing up to relate into your core argument in that you need to actually do less. You don't need to do more to grow your business. Now, you would create a very similar argument for your specific business and your specific market, but you need to understand that most people, especially right now, is they're highly skeptical. So what you need to do is you need to use a lot of proof, and you don't necessarily need to use your own, if you don't have a lot of case studies, that's fine, but your goal should be generating a lot of case studies, and you want to use a lot of social proof to show that this desire transformation problem has in fact been solved. You want to use your own personal stories, and you can use statistics and actual proof from other places, right? So you can use it in the form of your results, client results, raw data, screenshots, etc. Make it believable, or you can also come from a reputable source like Forbes or Business inside or whatever, and show them scientific proof, show them studies that back it up from reputable sources that show exactly how this has been done. Now, what you want to do as well with this VSL and the whole thing is we're kind of building up this tension. So when we're basically aggravating or pouring salt on the wound, we're building up this tension and this basic cognitive dissonance. And then what we're doing is we're rising this up, and then we're allowing and we're building it back down, and we're alleviating this. So we're creating this kind of emotional roller coaster throughout the entire video, and we're selling them again, not on the product and service that you offer. You're selling them on this unique mechanism, this unique way of doing it. Now, you can position and create your own mechanism. You can create a proprietary method, which is a unique way that you do this specifically for yourself. But you need to have this process in place, and this is designed to convert and educate all of your ideal clients. Now, let me give you some practical things that you can do right now to create one of these that can actually print money, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to think about, right now you're probably doing a lot of, let's say, Zoom sales calls, right? With the prospect here, right? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think about all of the things that your prospect needs to know in terms of education, right? What do they need to know to be educated, to make a decision? What are all the objections? What are all the questions that come up on this call, okay? Basically, what is everything that they need to know to make a decision and essentially pull the trigger? What I want you to do is I want you to take all of that which you learned, and you should be taking notes. If you don't have a lot of sales calls notes, you should be taking notes on this. You could use Fathom. You can also use pen and paper. But you want to take all of this, okay, and you want to run it through this framework, and you want to start to pull out all of the information on terms of what the prospect's current state of awareness is, what their current problem is, and what they currently believe to be true. Okay? That's what you want to do here. And what you essentially want to do is you want to then take everything that you've uncovered from this call, and you want to turn it into basically a 15, it depends on how long, but let's say 15 to 30 minute video that would essentially pre-sell your ideal clients, okay? Now, you can use this on organic and paid, right? And you want to understand, okay, what is the current state of the market? Now, what I've observed is every single time if you look at it, there's a pendulum, okay? Now, with the pendulum, it swings in either direction in the market. So right now, your market may believe that XYZ may be true, right? They're going to swing that like, oh no, paid ads don't work, right? Or something like this, right? Well then, if they believe that to be true and they're on this side of the pendulum and you sell a solution that is essentially getting them the desired result, but you do it through paid ads, then you're going to have a very hard time selling them because their belief system doesn't believe that to be true, okay? So there's an aspect of moving in correspondence to the current market sentiment and already aligning with their currently held beliefs, but we're weaving in and making an argument as to why a portion of this is not true, and that believing that is actually creating a worse situation, a worse state, and a worse position in the prospect's life that's not getting them everything they want and not achieving that overall mass desire that they want, right? And so we need to see what is the current market sentiment, what do they believe to be true, what are they currently doing to try and solve this problem, and you're going to understand where the market is and where they're swinging on this side of the pendulum. Now, we need to then sell them on our argument that what we have is actually a much better solution that's going to get it faster, more simply, in a more predictable and consistent manner. And we're going to pre-sell them on this before they get on the call with you, because if they go consume this piece of content before they get on the call with you, you're going to close a lot more deals. They're going to be educated You're going to have a higher level of trust. You're going to answer all of their questions and objections beforehand. And when they watch that before the call, you're going to be able to, in this case, you can see here my close rate, 41%. And on this one, my close rate's 49%. Okay, which is extremely high. But you can do that when you get this done and you do this properly. Again, we're not selling them on our product and service. If you do that, it's not going to work, and your ROAS is going to be negative. You're going to lose money on ads, and this is why most people can't do it, because it doesn't matter what you sell. You need to have one of these in place, and it can be very simple. Again, a very short video, but you need to follow a specific flow with this to be able to print. And you want to start to, and again, with these videos, if you're running paid traffic behind it, it needs to be very hypnotic, and essentially just pulling them through. You want to add testimonials. You want to add people that have, actually have done and what you use. And this is going to make it so believable, and you can weave it in. And you want to have basically overwhelm them with proof if you can, right? And you can use inversions. You can invert basically what the current consensus of the market is. Again, you can use logical, emotional examples. You can show basically you're aggravating and hammering them on the pains and problems. Now, again, this is very contrary to what most people do, is they think they need to sell them on the specific solution or whatever. No, you're selling them essentially on the unique mechanism, or you're selling them on the opportunity, right, that you're presenting to them, and why this opportunity is better than all the other alternatives, and how it's going to help them achieve this overall mass desire. And then what you can do is you can run organic traffic to it through either YouTube or through paid ads on YouTube or Facebook or Google Ads as well. And you drive them to a landing page. You get their email, their phone number, and you build your email list as well. And you can drive them to that video to ultimately book a call. Okay, and this is going to build up this ecosystem. This is what I call like an ecosystem. You don't just rely on ads, and I recommend you do organic and paid. And you can start very small. You can start with a small budget of around $30 a day, and then you can scale up, right? And you can see from this, like at the beginning of the month, I was spending around $800 a day. At the end of the month, I started spending $2,000 a day, and I was consistently spending around $1,500 a day. If we look at this, let's see the average about $1,300 a day, right? So you could essentially scale up the ad spend as you start generating more profit, because look, you're going to start booking calls, and then boom, you generate cash. $17,000 a day in sales, $30,000 a day in sales, $20,000 a day in sales, right? And then once you have this in place, you can then use retargeting traffic on these other channels and drive them back into the video. You can also drive them directly to the calendar, and this is going to increase your overall ad spend. This is your ROAS, meaning return on ad spend, and everything like that. Now, people in this market will say, "Oh, VSLs don't work." They've been working since the beginning of they've been working for 30 plus years. Even before that, these were working on infomercials. These were working with written sales letters where they would actually mail them directly to the person's house, and they would read them, and they would come back and buy it. So don't listen to anybody else. This is the essence of writing video sales letters, which is a sales letter, which is essentially this core sales argument that's selling them on this, and then you basically just turn it into video format, and you script it out very methodically, and you do it in a specific way, and then you turn it into a video that is very hypnotic, makes sense. You're building this case, you're giving examples, you're using certain things that are going to build up their awareness, you're giving them the sauce that's going to keep them engaged, keep them watching the video. Now, I truly believe that if you understand this principle and you understand how to write really great sales copy, and you don't know how to write these, and you can use this, I personally think this is one of the best VSL frameworks and I've came up with this. This is from my own understanding of this. I've also studied a lot of different copywriters. There's some really, really great books that I've read on this stuff, but the understanding that you're basically positioning yourself to achieve the overall mass desire, and you're doing it with a unique mechanism, and you're selling them on the opportunity, not your product and service, and you're just hammering them on this one big idea over and over again, and everything is relating to this core sales argument, this core idea. You're building up that tension, you're releasing the tension, you're giving them epiphanies, aha moments, right? And even like, for example, in this video, I basically talk about how, I'll show you here, the very first point is simplifying the mess. So basically showing them that, look, you're doing a lot of different things. You're doing $10 maintenance tasks like cooking, cleaning, laundry, groceries, all this stuff. And what is it doing? It's taking you away from spending time in your business. So all this time that you're putting into these other activities is not the time that you could be putting into your business, into your health, and your overall wellness in your family. And so that's one of the big things that I talk about here, and that, like, look, you have limited time and all your time is going through these different activities. Well, if you keep putting that time on this, you're going to be constantly overwhelmed. Your business is going to make less. And look, you're scrolling on social media, all this stuff. And so I'm basically making the case that, which is true, most people are distracted on social media. And look, they're not able to put into the things that matter, like their health, their sleep, their diet, eating, exercise, meditation, spirituality, all this stuff, prayer, right? And so they're going in all these different directions. And then I show them an example how I got pulled away from that, how I've got pulled into that trap as well, and how I got out of it. Here's the results. And then here's also Ramsey, another example of a case study that he did it as well, and how he was able to scale his business to 100K a month by implementing all these things. Okay. So that is essentially how you do that. Now, if you want to learn more about how to create VSLs, if you want me and my team to actually script you out of VSL, script you one of these videos, and help you with this entire process fully done for you, and using AI, and also producing this, editing, making it high converting, you can go book a call with me and my team. We'll help you launch one of these. We'll help you generate a positive ROI on your ad spend, even if it's a small budget. But even we can drive traffic to it organically and make it very highly profitable. So hopefully you found massive value in this video. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.